perspective as well. We are keeping our eyes on the situation in Middle East. The news that we have for you currently is about IDF and the action that they have been taking. What we are being told is that there is the situation is developing in Israel, and Israel is taking further action against Lebanon. It's a significant turn of event that is happening in Israel and Middle East. Siddhant, can you get us an update, please?
Well, that's right. So it's a very, very big story at this point in time, because since last 12 hours, there were a lot of, things being floated on the social media, whether Hassan Nasrallah is alive or dead. But now we have this official confirmation from IDF, and they have come up with a release confirming that the leader of Hezbollah, Hassan Nasrallah, the chief terrorist of the organization and one of its founders, was eliminated by the IDF together with Ali Karki, the commander of Hezbollah Southern Front, and additional Hezbollah commanders. Following the precise intelligence from the IDF and the other agencies, the fighters just conducted a targeted strike on the central headquarters of the Hezbollah terrorist organization, which was located underground, embedded under a residential building in the area of Dahi in Beirut, Arunima. So it's a big story, and perhaps it would escalate tension in Middle East further. Yesterday, in fact, if you remember, then Netanyahu had to cut down his visit to New York and to return to Tel Aviv due to the security situation. And perhaps at that time only these rumors and this buzz was going on social media that Hassan Nasrallah has been eliminated by Israel. Now, Hassan Nasrallah had 32 years of reign as a Secretary General of Hezbollah. He was responsible for the murder of many Israeli civilians and soldiers and the planning and execution of thousands of terrorist activities.
Okay.
Also, if you remember, the doctrine on which Israel is working right now is to finish Hamas and Hezbollah. That's the main doctrine, so that they don't regroup again against Israel. And as far as Hezbollah is concerned, then Israel has successfully eliminated the chief of Hezbollah. And if you remember, about a month back, Israel had also eliminated, they don't confirm it officially, but Ismail Haniyeh was killed in Iran. So, this is how the Israelis operate, and it's a big victory for Israeli forces, especially on the northern border, for the northern borders, and, their fight with Lebanon, which has been going on from last so many years, that finally they have managed to eliminate the chief, the head of Hezbollah.
Right. Siddhant, can you quickly clarify, is there a timeline that the IDF is giving? Because Lebanon officially had denied initially, isn't it, that Nasrallah was eliminated. Do we have a timeline as to when this operation was undertaken?
Well, this operation was conducted yesterday, and in fact, there were multiple airstrikes carried by Israeli Air Force in the southern Lebanon initially, and then this has happened in the area of Dahi in Beirut. So the place which was bombed by the Israeli aircraft happens to be the headquarters of Hezbollah, and in that particular place, Hassan Nasrallah was present, and not just Hassan Nasrallah, Arunima. In fact, along with him, the other senior leadership and the people in the line of succession, they have also been eliminated and killed. And in fact, that the Lebanon side has also confirmed. So it's in a way we could say that Hezbollah has come to an end. Israel has finished Hezbollah. Okay. We could say this. It all started with a pager attack in Lebanon, and after which the series of airstrikes in which over 500 people have been killed, and now we are getting to know the chief of Hezbollah has been eliminated. So it's a big win, and in a way, Israel has finished Hezbollah once and for all.
Okay, so IDF is claiming that they have eliminated Hezbollah terror organization chief Hassan Nasrallah. Akansha is also with me on the broadcast. Akansha, does this also have a confirmation from the Lebanese side?
Arunima, Lebanon has been very, stoic about all the entire activity that's been taking place over there. They've, of course, been condemning Israel's actions. But as far as Hassan Nasrallah's killing is concerned. There has been no confirmation as of yet, but whenever there is a chief of a terrorist organization being eliminated, the other side always takes time to confirm. Even was the case with the chief of Hamas as well when he was eliminated. And as of now, we know that the Israel Defense Forces have taken to X as well. They've gone on to say that Hassan Nasrallah will no longer be able to terrorize the world. Siddhant has already expanded on how that entire operation has taken place. But remember, the timing of this is very crucial. I think this is Israel also making a commitment towards eliminating terrorism. This a day after we've seen how Benjamin Netanyahu's speech panned out at the UNGA, when most of the Islamic organizations staged a walkout that included Iran, even Indonesia, various other Southeast Asian and Middle Eastern nations, in fact, staged a walkout during the UNGA. His speech, which was also touted as a very fiery one, where he swore that everyone who's protesting against Israel outside the UN Assembly he's called them fakes. This was, in a way, it is him getting back at Iran, at Lebanon, all of these terrorist organizations who perpetrated that attack of 7th October. And I think this is Israel and Benjamin Netanyahu also taking a stand against terrorism.
Right. So just to recap what Siddhant and Akansha have been telling us, IDF has announced that on September 27, Hassan Nasrallah, the leader of Hezbollah and one of its founders, was eliminated, along with Ali Karki, the commander of Hezbollah's southern front. This was after precise intelligence from the IDF that the Israeli security establishment, their fighter jets, conducted a targeted strike on the central headquarters of Hezbollah's terror organization, which was located underground, embedded under a residential building in the area of Dahe in Beirut. So there was specific intelligence based on which airstrikes were carried out. But Siddhant, help us understand, how does this impact the situation in Middle East?
Well, this would escalate the situation further, Arunima, and things are not looking good for Middle East because, the way Israeli forces are, retaliating to Hamas and to Lebanon especially. So the first escalation took place after a lot of effort being given by US and the other Western countries to kind of broker or mediate a peace in Middle East. The fresh escalation happened when Ismail Haniyeh was killed in Tehran. But somehow, by doing through diplomatic routes, US and the Western countries did manage Iran not to retaliate. Otherwise, it would make situation worse in the region. Now, since Hezbollah chief has also been killed, the pager attacks, the series of bombings that Israel conducted in southern Lebanon has angered the Iran and its proxies. And in fact, it will also put pressure on the Gulf countries, the Arab world, to at least come up with a strong statement against what Israel is doing in Middle East. And we could expect, the other major countries from the Gulf to come up with a strong statement of condemning what has happened. In fact, they have already condemned the airstrikes by Israel in southern Lebanon. So in these times, we could expect, Iran or perhaps maybe some of its proxies could retaliate in a very, very unexpected and sudden manner. This is the reason, Arunima, that since yesterday, since this news was out, that there's a possibility of Nasrallah being killed in the bombing, U.S. Military assets in the Middle East have been kept on high alert. U.S. has also sent additional forces, Arunima, to the Middle East. They already have 40,000 troops on ground in Middle East on their bases. They have sent additional troops. In fact, we could also look at a possibility of U.S. diverting its naval fleets, frigates, and warships to the Gulf in case if situation escalates, or in case that Iran directly comes into the war, or try to revenge the death of Ismail Haniyeh and Hassan Nasrallah by launching rockets, missiles towards Israel. So in that scenario, Israel would require Iron Dome, but along with that, it would require support of U.S. warships and U.S. paraphernalia in the region to counter the Iranian rockets, if that is the route. And then we could expect as I said before, we could expect some sudden and unexpected move by Iran and its proxies.
Okay.
So